Now wow. Say my way never see today go see. We don't get nobody, we don't get nobody. Now wow. Say my way never see today go see. We don't get nobody, we don't get nobody. Good evening, fellow Ambazonians. Mami and Papa them, brothers and sisters them, for our uncle them and our auntie them. Good evening for all now. For our Ambazonian picking them, we they don't join Mami and Papa them for this evening. For she don't for watch we for YouTube, or for Facebook, or for ACN, at the way una salute. Abi una pikin, abi una brother, Lucas Asu. We na the spokesman for the Ambazonian Governing Council. Now, what will be the difference? What will make the difference between noise and hard work? What will be the difference between people that just make noise and people that work very hard? Now, how a person, an organization, if he take an idea and he turn them into reality, what will be that process? Now, how an organization fit take a vision and it turn them into something where people that they see them, it change the people their lives. The story what one can tell una today That the story of the greatness of the Ambazonian people then. Now the story of what we as a people if we achieve them, if we accomplish them, if we create them, I want to tell you a story of progress. It will tell you a story. Say a vision not been just words or something we did for some person in head. Visions, they will become reality. The Ambazonian struggle, if it change in a very short period of time, and the Ambazonian people them they gain independence in a very short period of time, it'd be absolutely possible. Which I want to show you today, which I want to take you through today, now an example of what to be possible when the people they know what for doing. What to be possible for a people them when they know exactly what for doing. A very interesting story. Before we want to join, make we become officials of the Ambazonian Governing Council, as I tell you a few days ago, I spend a lot of my time for look how we shape the future of this liberation struggle. I spend a lot of my time for think about new concepts, new ideas. I spend a lot of my time for talk with the leader, for get inside the leader head. I spend a lot of my time for asking question them and make you explain things them. For get a better understanding of what this vision be. It not be enough for a leader to get a vision. It not be enough. The first step for leadership now for ability for get a compelling vision, for create a compelling future, and for transform a society, a people them, a country, or an organization. Now the first step that. But that first step by itself will not be enough. A leader, he also get the intuitive capacity for be able for find other people them with a belief for that vision and bring them on board. Now the second part that and it be critical. Number 3, the people they fit translate that vision into a reality for the people them. The Ambazonian Governing Council, it be get a vision for the Ambazonian people them. They be already start for translate part of that vision and for change the struggle and give the people them hope. But it not be really grow. Things they not be take shape. Even the egg of see the struggle because of all the attacks will the Republic don't create against them as a nationalist movement. And noise be over too much of the Ambazonian struggle. People that they talk, too much talk, very little results. Too much talk, nothing to show for. You get all these movements them, all these groups them. There is nothing to show for to the Ambazonian, to an ordinary Ambazonian. So why an ordinary Ambazonian? If one may things move forward, the ordinary Ambazonian will be frustrated because there is nothing to show for. The ground will be very chaotic. Multiple voices, too many groups, too much talk, nothing tangible, nothing physical, nothing where people if you get that sense of belief. So I get inside the leader head. I go spend nights, days for asking questions. Long conversations for really understand what the leader want build and for the people. Once I be get an idea of what the leader they want create and for the people. I see him say, if we want try to do those things, like 6 months before they even appoint me, they don't create a group, a working group, for build something special for the Ambazonian people. But it not take roots, it not take shape, it not even move one step forward. When I understand the leader vision and what he would do for the liberation struggle and what he will mean for the liberation struggle, we get for take that vision, which they use which they call and say chunking. They like say now at the talk now Chinese. Use which they call and say chunking. Take that vision for see how we break them down into things and we do them practically. We get to work. I call the leader one night. We'll get a conversation for more than an hour about the idea we already get down for build something special for the Ambazonian people. Once we finish that conversation, we'll create a working group and bring the key relevant actors within the AGOFC inside there and immediately start for work. Immediately start for work. For change the face of the struggle, for change the face of the liberation, and forget Ambazonians for be excited again. Forget Ambazonians for rededicate and recommit themselves into their liberation struggle. Because people that beyond the lost hope, because of the too much noise, too much infighting, nothing to show for. We'll get for make the AGOFC make it stand out. We'll get for make the AGOFC make it differentiate itself from the noise. We'll get for set the AGOFC to a new course, to a new path. Talk to the Supreme Commander, General Efan, for get the idea of what this vision with the leader get them and how it will really help them on the ground. Talk to Gram, the king of Momo, General Sumanguru, for get your own idea. Once I get the leader idea of the vision, I get the Supreme Commander of Ambazonian Defense Forces, General Efan, his own idea of this vision. I get to talk with the king of Momo, the commander, the ADF commander for the state of Momo, General Sumanguru. Once we finish those discussions, things become very clear. Everybody will be very excited. We launch the idea where they be get them, the first name where they be get them, it will be the Rapid Response Force. Yes, the leader, the idea for build a special force for the ADF, the name for that force is supposed to be a Rapid Response Force. Because too many problems that be happen on the ground, they be need a force where could respond very rapidly. Oh, sorry, Rapid Deployment Force. My correct myself. Rapid Deployment Force. A force where it will be deployed immediately and it will respond immediately to any environment, anywhere in Ambazonia where a crisis they go on, whether they commit atrocities or forces that they abuse the population. Immediately took this idea. I come out to the Ambazonian people then, and I'm start to make the case. During that same time, things that don't go on, say the international community want talk. And I tell the leader, say, Mr. President, as you already tell me before, now the time is for actualize this force. For tell the international community, say, we go only talk now for make position of strength. The leader assigned me the mission for be the coordinator for the mobilization of resources and for the creation of the ADF Special Forces, for be the director of that project. I get in touch with Ambazonians, with Ground Zero and Diaspora. I tell them the importance for we get on the table for in a position of strength, and why it be necessary for we invest, for build, and for create a special forces of the ADF. I take 3 months, engage all WUNA on a daily basis for educate, for sensitize, for promote, and for advance this project. The vision will be so clear. My goal now for take the leader a vision and for translate them into reality. My goal now for take the leader ideas, concepts, we will know so they will move we forward, and for take them, for brand them, for package them, for sell them, for educate, for inspire, for encourage, and to mobilize Ambazonian people them into a buy-in for their own future. 3 months later, we raised enough money for the first time for this liberation struggle. We raised enough money, and they start to buy the weapons for the special Akamatsu forces them will be under training. Raise enough money for uniforms, for boots, for change the face of this struggle. By the time those forces, they want finish their training, the ground will already be set. Make a take-una for the beautiful journey on how we fit take a vision and we turn them into how we fit take a vision and we turn them into a reality. How we fit change our people their lives. How we fit get more Ambazonians forget hope for their liberation struggle. The journey of this project, and for sure now it to be possible. Now watch.
Fellow Ambazonians, 1st October it become Independence Day. We the one for use this opportunity for show now wait with their command so force it done the busy it do we then secure a huge chunk of our land. We would then drive La Republic du Cameroon completely out. This battle it then take place for almost 1 month. No before social media would control a big part of our border with our allies them on the other side of the Eastern Security Network of the Biafran. Now for inside Indian and other places then we are not go on for mention and for now. We then train the local forces then for day. Our forces then they for day in full force ready for the takeover. Now very important and strategic mission way their command so a be day. No be a force way we not go to see them every time for social media, but definitely the enemy it see the actions them and for the place where they pinch them properly. We now secure a large areas where will be capable for even drive motor them around those areas them for defend them and for hold them. We're gonna be proud for wait away with our own ingenuity as Ambazonian people them it then be able to accomplish them on the ground. We hope for send this picture as part of our celebration of our capability and our independence. Now the emergence state this South Africa where they emerge, the British Southern Cameroon, Ambazonian. Now it is now na vanguard than this, now na picking than this up against all odds where they now wake up for rise up, for emerge as a new nation for Africa. May God bless you now. Happy Independence Day. We will show a celebration for all the captured areas we would liberate them, it be totally under our control physically. And the one the way it be in our dynamic control, I think so we'll be very much aware with them. Trainings that they go on, equipments that they enter, be ready for the takeover because we are ready. When I take I chop Christmas. When they start this revolution, some people then we believe say Ambazonian might be the fit born picking the way the fit carry gun. We don't come out from then gun shoes to
This video we don't see with the associated commentary from the former spokesman, we don't leave the organization for obvious reasons. Now, the most successful project for the history of this Ambazonian liberation struggle, the building of their Kamatsu, now the most successful project will change the face of this liberation struggle. We'll come out from, say, forces that they just defied anyhow. For the first time for the people, their life. For the first time for the people of Ambazonia, they get, for the first time, a very well professionally trained military, special forces. And they give them the name, the Akamansu, warriors of warriors. Make a bring one now, another video. All this video, them will show now. Now for give una a sense. So when a group of people they get together, when people they come together for a common purpose, will not come together and for can make noise. Will come together and for fulfill the vision for the Ambazonian people. Them will come together under the Ambazonian Governing Council. Not be that for can begin to quarrel and fight people them every day. Will come together and for help our people them for turn a vision into a reality. For take an idea, for change the face of our liberation struggle, and for give our people them a greater sense of hope. For give our people them a greater sense of dignity. A greater sense of what to be possible for themselves and for their country. And for sure what people say, we will do anything, we will achieve anything, we will create anything, and as a people, nothing be impossible when we put hard work first. But for you to work hard for something, you must believe for something. You must believe first. Now the forces in this.
Part of one of the commando forces indeed. Today the 19th February 2021. The one that they graduated today, 19th February 2021. No be easy. That's part of the commando forces and this. They don't jog at them. They celebrate. No be easy. They are commando. No be easy. Let's see on the right. No be easy. But I'm going to get power. Let's see on the right. Let's see them. Wow. No easy. No easy. No easy. That's on the eye. No be easy. Wow. No easy. No easy. Let's see them. Oh. Jan Kamanto. Let's see them. Jan Kamanto.
The B na military already on ground, the military this way they control ground zero. AJ the army of the people. When I see na military already. We fight war with bow. We fight war with AK-47, G3, M16 chain cutters. Na see na general by action. Na see they are part of the battalion in this. Na see no be easy. Yes, today the 8th January. So they look at so, and they believe the army this where they control ground zero. Now the army this on ground zero. Now this here, no be mob. It is so under the Supreme General of the ADF. A general by action, no be general by mob. I see battalion, a battalion this. Wow. Ambazonian will pray for the beginning there. When I pray for the Supreme General of the ADF, that the battalion they will bring independence of this country, not in this. When I see them. Well equipped. This is the army of the people. The army did the control ground zero. Ambazonian see it don't be easy, but I go get power. No be by power, but by the grace of God. Official.
Yeah.
That the biggest of all number that be this.
Thank the egg of C ADF for their handwork. If you not see ADF and egg of C, if you not look and find on a handwork than this, we thank God. Escape! I hear you! Escape! I hear you! Who's your for commandant?
That the biggest of all number that be this.
Thank the egg of C ADF for their handwork. If you not see ADF and egg of C, if you not look and find on a handwork than this, we thank God. Escape! I hear you! Escape! I hear you!
It's already on ground, the military this way they control ground zero. AJ the army of the people. When I see them, na military already. We fight war with bow. We fight war with AK-47, G3, M16 chain cutters. Na see na general by action. Na see they are part of the battalion in this. Na see no be easy. Yes, today the 8th January. So they look at so, and they believe the army this where they control ground zero. Now the army this on ground zero. Now this here, no be mob. It is so under the Supreme General of the ADF. A general by action, no be general by mob. I see battalion, a battalion this. Wow. Ambazonian will pray for the beginning there. When I pray for the Supreme General of the ADF, that the battalion they will bring independence of this country, not in this. When I see them, well equipped. This is the army of the people. The army did the control ground zero. Ambazonian will see them. It don't be easy, but I go get power. No be by power, but by the grace of God. Official.
Yeah.
That the biggest of all number that be this.
Thank the egg of C ADF for their handwork. If you not see ADF and egg of C, if you not look and find on a handwork than this, we thank God. Escape! I hear you! Escape! I hear you! Who's your for commandant?
The Ambazonian people. Now una handwork that. Now una handwork that. Now the fruits of the trust we una give for the leadership of Dr. Chwayeba. Now the fruits of the trust as una trust the leadership, as una believe for the vision, as una trust for people like we will come now for can work very hard for take the vision of the people them and make them into reality. Wait till una don't see them today. We will not don't see them before. But I can't need for remind one of this story. It be taking a hard work. I not be spent 3 months for the make noise. I spent 3 hard months for mobilize Ambazonians, inspire, educate and encourage Ambazonians on waiting this one, waiting go do one for them, and how it will change the liberation struggle. when they launched their Akamatsu forces, that day, the face of the Ambazonian struggle, it will be changed forever. For the first time for the people, their history, they not just get the people that they justified anyhow. For the first time, an army don't be trained, equipped, deployed under a central command structure. Today, 2 years later, after the creation of the Akamatsu Special Forces, one can tell una proudly, because of this force, I don't see how much control and authority we don't assert them on the ground. Controlling more than 90% of the state of Momo, it is under complete Ambazonian control. These forces, they did leave the ADF headquarters. From Momo, they go all the way to Manu, carry out special operations, come right back. Leave Momo, go inside Bamenda with the other forces, carry out special operations, enter the BLM, carry out special operations. I want to make una be proud. Make una know say, una future be possible, the liberation struggle be possible, but it not will be possible because of noise. It will be possible, and it be possible. It will be possible, and it be possible by hard work, focus, sacrifice, dedication. If I not be believe for the leader vision, I not for commit myself under a leadership for the translate that vision. The leader his own goal, now forget a vision for the people them. The leader, a lieutenants, their goal. That means say me and all the people them, the officials of the Egg of Sea, were goal now for translate the vision into reality for the people them. Make a repeat them. The leader a goal now for come up with a vision for the people them. The leader, the officials, their goal. And for be an official of the Egg of Sea, it means say you believe for that vision. You believe, you take the responsibility for work hard for translate the vision into a reality for the people. Since my coming into the Egg of Sea will not only bring class and substance, will bring an attitude of crazy hard work, an attitude of focus. Just work hard. If you believe for something, work hard for it. 3 days ago, I be telling about how the idea of the TTOF and how it changed and stabilized the organization. Today, now about the creation of the special forces, how the idea came about, how we work hard for it, how we mobilize for it. The most successful project we erase the highest amount of money for any other specific project. We deliver the results for the people and for this liberation struggle. I mean, I chair that project, I direct that project, I coordinate that project from beginning to the end. I want to thank Mami Wole. He worked tirelessly. Mami Wole worked so tirelessly. All departments, all members of the Egg of Sea, they join hand. we work very hard for fulfilling the promise for the people. And we see people if you accomplish on that. For 7 years, every other group, you don't spend the time not only for make noise and noise and noise and noise and noise. There's no other group. You don't be able for recruit, train, armed, and deploy these forces. There's no other political movement. It don't create such level of success for the Ambazonian people. So if one project will be so possible, I would see the results today. It don't give with that kind of diplomatic power today. The Ambazonian Governing Council will Cameroon create all sorts of agents for fight and may they destroy them so that may they destroy the struggle. Now through such projects, now through this kind of hard work, we don't use them for make the egg of sea, make it be the pillar for the Ambazonian people. A pillar of the anchor of our resistance, the pioneer of our resistance, the pillar of our resistance, the face of our resistance against Cameroon's occupation. Until it regains its rightful place as the dominant liberation movement. It not come because we fight other groups. It not come because we coach other people. It come because people like me, who they believe for the vision for the people them, people like me who don't decide to give our lives, for sacrifice ourselves and our lives, so that our people they be free. They focus for work. They focus for do it to be right. They focus for mobilize and bring the highest quality of Ambazonians for belief for the liberation struggle. Now the thing that will happen when you get people the way they get integrity, they get character, with a solemn code of conduct in terms of class, for stand for work for the people. If we achieve these things and more. Today, I announce over the last 3 months, the Ambazonian Governing Council, it don't work very hard for restructure the organization, the defenses. After the Canada talks, we'll make an assessment. As the primary umbrella and one of the most consequential actors for the Ambazonian liberation struggle. Over the last 3 months, the Ambazonian Governing Council, it don't create the Ambazonian Defense Forces Central Command, Ground Zero. The leader talks today, the Ambazonian Defense Forces activities are now formally structured. The ADF Central Command oversees defense activities across the entire Ambazonian territory. The Central Command is made up of all ADF brigade commanders, logistics, intel chiefs, and other essential staff. All ADF recruits shall henceforth become contracted soldiers with monthly compensation as shall be determined by both the barracks and the war council. What did this one mean? The Central Command, where they don't create them, they don't work for create them for the last 3 months, for strengthen and restructure the forces on the ground, for bring stability for our liberation struggle, and for project a sense of Ambazonianness. They don't create a central command for Ground Zero. Now that central command now go oversee all Ambazonian Defense Forces activities, operations, and missions across the territory. Secondly, all ADF fighters going forward, they get under a direct contract between the fighter and the Ambazonian Governing Council and the Ambazonian Defense Forces. They will get under a direct contract. And all ADF fighters, they will get a monthly compensation, which will be determined by the barrack and the war council. ADF fighters, going forward, they will be in a formal soldier then. Recognize, you need to just fight as a fighter. Now you fight under the state in terms of the organization, a formal contract. It will be signed just like any person will enter into police, into military, for any other country. You sign a contract. So ADF forces going forward, they will get a monthly compensation from the Ambazonian Governing Council. Now the message that we don't come out for the office of the president of the Ambazonian Governing Council will now be the commander-in-chief of Ambazonian Defense Forces. The project that they run to work on for the last 3 months. The central command won't be put in place. Would made up of all ADF generals and commanders for all the 9 states across the Ambazonian territory. The Ambazonian Defense Forces are the only force under a direct political leadership with forces in 9 states out of the 13 states for Ambazonia. The Ambazonian Defense Forces are the most consequential force on the ground. The Ambazonian Defense Forces under the Ambazonian Governing Council are the only force on the ground with a direct political alignment. Now the AGOFC and the AGOFC now be one of the 2 groups where they get forces directly under them. APLM, it also get forces under its political leadership. The Ambazonia Governing Council, it owns forces. They spread all across the territory for 9 states. 9 out of 13. The most consequential, the most powerful group. That's why the Ambazonian people will need for trust. We need for trust, a steady hand, a steady leadership will be grounded on truth, on ethics, and on character. For the last 7 years, too much noise, too much propaganda, too much manipulation, too much empty talk. Which I don't show now. Now, which other movement? It don't can show now even 1% of which I don't show now today. Which other movement? And this one are just the ADF Special Forces. This one are just the ADF Special Forces. This one are just the Special Forces than this. Not just the Special Forces than that. Una get hope. Una follow man we no road. Una follow hard work. The goal of Confucianists na for make sure say una not believe for hard work, una not believe for waiting to move na forward. If anything they will una get for learner, na say the last 7 years of experiments, the only thing we experiment they don't do for this liberation struggle Experiments, they don't lead to the death of more soldiers. Experiments, they don't lead to the destruction, to the weakening of the resistance on the ground. Experiments don't lead to the chaos on the ground. Experiments don't lead for many Ambazonians, they may be frustrated and some even give up. Now experiments, it don't push some Ambazonian forces them for go surrender for DDR because of experiments. Because people they take soldier their lives, they play with them anyhow. Any man we talk say he want be a leader for the Ambazonian liberation movement. Take soldier them, recruit soldier, train soldier, buy gungi and soldier, and make it be public. Say these forces, their forces this. But more and more experiments, they will cause more and more confusion. This liberation struggle, if it come to an end, you don't get 7 years of education, 7 years of experiences, and I think say you too will come to the conclusion say, and for decide once and for all. So I go follow man with no road. I go follow man with be steady. I go follow man with be consistent. I go follow a leader we not only get a track record, but he surround himself with people that they work very hard, they get character, they get integrity, and they sacrifice on a daily basis for make sure say what people they be free. The goal of this liberation struggle, now for how if we make Ground Zero be very strong, how if we kick La Republic of Cameroon out, project Ambazonian so that what people if we gain the recognition what they need now. We not do them so in a very scattered way. We do them in a very structured way, in a way as we push La Republic of Cameroon out, we give our people them a sense of hope. We get what people them made them believe. We get what people them, and we get for start for show what people them what to be possible. What to be possible. Two projects, and this one I don't present them for now, of which to be possible when the people that dedicate themselves, they commit themselves, for work very hard, for translate a vision into reality, for change the people their lives. That the mission that way, me a day inside, that the work that day inside, that the work of the egg of cities, that the work this way all way day inside for the egg of sea, that the leader work this. For translate a vision for the people then, so that make it become a reality for the people then. We fight now where people be free. But we not fight by noise. We will fight by recruiting forces, training forces, arming forces, deploying forces, and giving them a code of conduct and a structure of accountability if you be inside. At the pace this will go. As soon as the year, there's a lot of diplomatic activities. So on the ground therefore be solid and the therefore be strong. The end don't come already for Cameroon, and Cameroon know. But now for we, for gather ourselves, for stand for support the leader, for support which you don't give you the progress and how far we don't come, and for move things forward. Now my message is for all now. Now my education is for all now. I hope say, as you watch today, make you know say for your own life, if we fit take this leader a vision, we'll make it be possible for the liberation. You too, if you take your own vision, through your own belief, through your own hard work, make this one be an example for you. Say people if you take an idea for inside their head, maybe in a dream where your papa be getting for you, maybe in a dream where your mommy be getting for you for become something. And through this presentation, it will make you believe, say, if we fit achieve the Akamatsu from nothing and create something for the people then, something where they liberate land, in the whole territory, where if you see them, maybe your own dreams, and you too, if you use hard work, persistence, and commitment, you take any dream where you get them for your own life and make them be possible. everything be possible for any man or woman where you get a powerful dream, a belief for that dream, and you be willing for work very hard, and you not ever give up, you go achieve them. Everything be possible for people the way they be willing to work hard for it. Also, everything it be impossible for people where they get a vision, but they only make no noise. Now noise will become their own possibility instead of results. Get out of noise. Get out of the daily noise. Focus on hard work. Focus on hard work. With hard work, with God a blessings, with God a vision, because that vision that God give you for make the world a better place. The vision for the Ambazonian liberation struggle, now God give Dr. Cho for make Ambazonian be free, for give glory to God and for glorify our people then. We do them for two reasons. For transform our people their lives, for give our people them a better future. Now the first reason that. The second reason, now for give glory to God and for give glory to the Ambazonian people then. All these things are for our people then. Now get a good night. May God bless you now.
Correct.
The military, this way they control ground zero. AJ, the army of the people, when I see them, the military already. We fight war with bow. We fight war with AK-47, G3, M16 chain cutters. Na see them, Nigeria by action. Na see they were part of the battalion in this. Na see them. No be easy. Yes, today the 8th January. So they'll look at so, and they'll believe them. The army this where they control ground zero. Now the army this on ground zero. Now we see how no be mob. It is so under the Supreme General of the ADF. A general by action, no be general by mob. I see battalion, a battalion this. Wow. Ambazonian I pray for the begin there. When I pray for the Supreme General of the ADF, now the battalion they bring independence of this country. Now then this. When I see them, well equipped. This is the army of the people. The army they control ground zero. Ambazonian I see them. It don't be easy, but now God will get power. No be by power, but by the grace of God. Official.
Yeah.
That the biggest of all number that be this.
Thank the egg of ADF for their handwork. If you wanna see ADF and egg of C, if you wanna look and find on a handwork than this, we thank God. Escape! I hear you! Escape! I hear you! Who's your for commandant? Correct. Aya!